Hello everybody, I am Baltmatrix, and today we are taking a look at two figures from Glory Alliance V2, Pruda and Magician. I picked these figures up over at sirtoys.com. Each one of these sets comes with two little figures that are virtually identical in transformation, but molding they are both different. They both transform into heads. No, I'm not making that up. Each figure has a face on their chest a la Gren Login, and each figure has some decent posability. Head is on a ball joint. Shoulder is on a ball joint. There is a swivel at the upper bicep. Bend at the elbow is just over 90 degrees. Legs can kick out and can kick forward, and the knees bend, no foot articulation. They are very cool. They are cute. They are tiny, and oh boy, do they like to fall over. For size comparisons, here's my recently reviewed Core Class 86 Ironhide. Each one of these little figures comes with a little bit that plugs into their back, and this forms the top of their heads in robot mode. So to transform them into the heads, fold the, regular head back, stick the, connector bit down between the legs, fold the shoulders back a la Optimus Prime, and then bend the elbows forward. And when you fold the shoulders back, they should just rest comfortably. Then flip the arms in and plug them in underneath or just behind the crotch plate. And then swing the legs around, and the inside of the thighs will peg into the connector bit. And then fold them up like that. And take the bit that we pulled off the back and plug it into the forehead, thus covering up the regular head, and that plug into the bottom of the heels. And we're done. I love the fact that the pegs are 5mm compatible. You can just plug them in anywhere on a figure. Now, of the two jet modes, we're going to look at Pruda first, and this is the least successful of the jet modes. It is quite literally a Gundam robot that just fell forward and you flip out a nose cone. That's kind of lazy in terms of transformation, but I get it. The one thing I really hate is the floppy cockpit. It's never good having a floppy cockpit. All right, transformation. Come to the back and unpeg these cannons and put them off to the side. Then come to what will be the arms and fold up the wings, and then come down to the legs, fold up the wings, and come down to the feet, fold up the wings, and reach inside and flip out some toes like that, and flip out the heels like so. And then grab the rear of the vehicle mode and just pull down to extend the legs and stand the figure up. Take the skirt armor, pull it forward, and flip it around and put it down there in front where it's supposed to be. Come to the shoulders and flip out these black pieces, and that will allow you to flip up the actual shoulders. And then we can unpeg the wrists from the hips. They're actually very loosely pegged into these little pieces popping off. Come up to the nose cone, open up the bottom of the nose cone, flip the nose cone in, close that up, and then drop the entire set down, flip it down, and the bottom of the canopy will peg into the belly. Like that. And finally, turn the figure around, and these little pieces right there, that's where these bits come into play. You slide them out, and then they will attach on the inside like that and form back-mounted cannons. And finally, drop the head into place like that. The robot mode in the purple, clear blue, gray, and off-white looks really good. It looks fantastic. That head is really neat. I love this idea of a transforming head that is its own little figure that's bigger than the traditional headmasters that we've been getting over the past few years. I like that a lot. 360 degree, you can see that it's got a lot of stuff going on in the back, which makes it really top heavy, and that's a shame because it's on the shelf looks absolutely great. In practice, though, the posability is a bit wonky. Head is on that post and swivels side to side. Shoulders are ratcheted forward and back, in and out. Heck, even the elbows are ratcheted. And then the fists are on ball joints that are a bit too loose for my taste. I would try tightening screws in here, but there's nothing to tighten. So yeah, I really wish that the forearms opened up and that the hands flipped in to the forearms during the transformation, but they don't. And there is a torso swivel, but it's stuck because of these things. So there. Yeah, everything's ratcheted, which is good, but all the ratchets are floppy. Like, there's so much play in these ratchets, which is a shame. That's not to say that the figure doesn't look good. It does. It's just posability, again, as I said, wonky. The cannons are able to be wielded in robot mode. Simply come to the back and flip down these yellow handles and then plop it in the hands. The hands do open and close, but it's only like one pip and then they open. Just getting the cannons into the hands and getting it to hold the cannons well is a bit tricky because the cannons just want to fall out. There's nothing in the hands that are designed to actually hold the weapons or, peg the weapons into place, which is a shame because, I just ripped off his fingers. It sure looks cool, but getting it to stay in this position is a real royal pain in the butt. Again, hands don't do a good job of holding the weapons, which is a shame, but I can't argue with the way it looks. It looks awesome, especially when it's posed like this in an action pose. The butt cannons, I guess they're supposed to be Whoa, hello. Posability-wise, I forgot to mention the legs have a bunch of posability, but all the swivels are super loose, and the legs are ratcheted, just not very tight, and the feet do have articulation. Oh, and the butt thrusters, which I was talking about before, they do come off, and as far as I can tell, they don't peg in with the normal cannons. I have tried, dang it, I have tried to peg them in because it looks like they're supposed to peg in somehow, but they do, and that's not in the directions either. Huh. I wonder, nope, can't. Yeah, they totally do. I tried this earlier and it would not peg in, but yeah, that totally works. You could get super mega awesome cannons now. Not that he can hold them, mind you. If you're very careful, he can hold them. Very, very careful. I'm sure if I sneeze that he's going to drop those cannons. Did I mention the posability is a bit funky? Yeah, funky. Things aren't tight on this thing. That's a shame because it looks absolutely fantastic. And here is Magician, and of the two, I think that this alt mode or plane mode works a lot better. Yes, it's still a Gundam just falling forward and doing a plane pose, but it works better for me. The other one is less a plane and more of a spaceship of some sort. This is more of a plane. Now, the directions have you pegging the arms underneath the wings, which sucks because you have no way of hiding the fist, which I hate. I think it would have worked much better if you could, again, open up the forearm and fold the fist in. But alas, you cannot. Now, a couple of other reviewers Chinese reviewers have gotten a hold of this and have just put the arms straight back, which I get. I totally understand that. Unfortunately, it doesn't peg in, and doing it that way, you lose the peg, which holds the wing in place, because if you don't peg the arm in, the wing becomes super floppy and doesn't point forward. So, yeah, you kind of have to peg the wing or the arm in under there. Comes with two guns that goes pew pew, pew pew pew. And when I got this figure, both of these wings and both of these sub-wings, or I guess fuselage components, were detached and in a bag. That was slightly problematic because this piece right here, I had to remove 4 screws in order to get the wings put in. Not the biggest deal in the world, just beware of that. All right, transformation time. This is going to go exactly how you think it's going to go. First, come to the underside of the wings and unpeg the wings from the arms and grab the entire wing section and fold it up like that. Come to the front of the vehicle mode, push the landing gear in, push the nose cone underneath, and flip the entire nose cone around while getting the actual crotch plate out of the way, like that. Next, take the entire rear wing section, turn the wings around 180 degrees, and then flip it up and peg them into place. And I keep thinking that this is supposed to allow you, these panels are supposed to bend back. They don't. Just don't even bother. Come to the back section and unpeg this and fold it up and becomes a butt flap. Grab the entire rear vehicle mode and pull it down to expose the upper legs. Flip the crotch plate around and it pops off. A couple of things on this figure have a tendency to just pop off very easily, disturbingly so. Come down to the rear wings and fold the toes down a little bit so you can fold the wings up. And then flip down the toes, and their thrusters become heels, and stand the figure up, and split the legs apart. Next, for the shoulders, grab these little gray pieces and fold them out. Then take the entire shoulder section, fold it up, and bring it up as far as it'll go until it clicks into place. Then turn the arm and straighten everything out. Bring the shoulder section down and close up the gray piece. Do the same thing on the other side. And this is a lot harder because these connectors that are for the inside of the shoulders, not very strong. Take the wings on the outside and bend them back and then collapse them, the tips, and fold them in to give you this really nifty wing look. And then reattach the cannons to the outside or underside of the forearms. And do that on both sides. It doesn't really matter which side the cannons go on. You can do whichever one you want. And then plop on the head. I love the way Magician looks. The green, the kind of off silver, and the yellow all work so well together. It's very striking and just looks great. Head sculpt is also spot on, works incredibly well for a super modernized Seeker idea. The only problem is the figure sucks in terms of holding together and standing up. The ball joints that are for the heels are much too loose, and the actual heels are the thrusters, and they just don't sit well on anywhere I put the thing on. So ball joint in the ankles, then there's toe articulation. Knees are supposed to be ratcheted. They actually have grooves for ratcheting, but neither of the knees... Oh, no, I take that back. This one is actually ratcheting now. It wasn't doing that before I shot the review. Then torso articulation. Shoulders are... Well, they look like they're supposed to be ratcheted, but... Oh, that one well, that ratcheted, now it's not working anymore. Swivel, ratcheting elbows, same issue with the ball jointed hands. Ah, damn it. Every time I pick this figure up and try to put it back down, it just wants to fall over. And other than the cannons that go on the wrists, it doesn't come with anything else. Oh, and did you notice the pins on these damn shoulders are just so loose they can't even hold up, which is a shame because God, this thing looks so cool, but it just falls apart on me. Both of these figures are quite big, so here is a comparison with Leader Class The Fallen. You can see he's barely peeking up over Magician, so let's put him in the front. And you can see that these figures are definitely big. They're not tiny in the least bit, which I greatly appreciate. I just wish they were better. They look amazing in robot mode on the shelf, not moving. But as soon as you pick them up, you just find all the flaws right away. They're floppy, they don't hold together well, they're just a mess. And I wonder if that is because of shipping. I don't want to blame anyone at Sir Toys. I don't think it's their fault at all. But I'm wondering if anybody else who's gotten a hold of these things has the same floppiness issues that I have, especially with Pruda, I think that's what the name is. I can't remember. I like both of them. I really do. I just wish they held together better. So folks, let me know what you think of these two down in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. I have been Baltmatrix, and I've got more of these coming. The land-based ones are on their way. So I've got blue and yellow are land-based, and then red is on its way, which I think is a helicopter. So make sure you're subscribed to catch those video reviews, and I hope you all have a wonderful day.